Hello, Mr. Kiran Kumar. Welcome to Now We Are Talking. This is a series of podcasts where we just speak with our customers or other people who have done what we think are great things in VR or first things in the field of virtual reality. So maybe we can begin with a quick introduction about yourself.
Yeah, it's pleasure meeting you, Ashwin, after a long time. Overall, I have 28 plus years of experience, and in current role, it's been 2 years for me at JSW Group as a group head safety. Earlier, I worked with Aditya Birla, I worked with Vedanta, Saint Gobain, and then a couple of chemical companies.
So, when did you first come across just safety training in your career? And then I think when did VR enter this process?
See, for safety professionals, I think the journey starts with the training because you get a lot of new workforce who enter the premises every day. The question remains to us as a safety professional as well as to the management, how quickly you need to train those people so that they will understand the risk and hazards and associated risk. Traditionally, we have been doing the basic trainings. The trainings which we call it as either it could be audio or could be giving some books to read or SOPs precisely. And then there are certain visual way of doing things like PPTs and all. And then kinesthetic way of doing learnings. These are the things what we see typically.
What do you mean by kinesthetic?
I mean, giving SOPs and then asking them to read.
Okay.
So typically whenever you join, for example, for GET, when he joins the organization, the first few days would be of having induction, where initially would be interacting with the people. After that, they will be asked to go through the documents to read. So that way, these are all different ways of giving a training programs. And also when you look at this particular bit of VR, so the problem statement what we have actually, why we entered into the VR, the problem statement was, in my previous organization, we used to operate 22 states. And then we used to get close to 1 lakh people who are entering into our premises. Out of that, 70 to 80% workforce were contractor workers. The challenge would be that how to train these workforces. And then if you look at an attrition rate, could be of 15 to 20%. And few states will have more than 20%, then couple of states might be of close to 10%. So that's triggered us to do it differently. Then we were thinking of ways and means of doing trainings. Because typically the way we do the trainings, that's what we learned in my career. So would be PPTs basically, inviting the people and then explaining through the PPTs, showing some videos, could be a learning video or something else or from the past incident learnings and all, or could be showing certain visual management. They are the basic kind of things. But the challenge would be with these training programs, that time we don't have any option. Retention of learning is a big challenge, what we could say. How would we know those things? Typically, whenever there was any accident, what happens that post-accident we do the investigation, and then one of the key factors, even if you look at even current investigations also, it says that awareness levels were very less of the workforce who are part of that particular work. So, but if you go back and then look at those training records, probably may be part of one of the training, or you might have gone through the training, but you could not remember. Those are some of the things which have triggered us. So then we came to know that virtual reality, which was there in the system, which has started in India, then we could connect various vendors to try to understand that how it works and then how it is going to be helpful, and that triggered us to start having a dialogue on the virtual reality.
Yes, that sounds great, and I think that's around the time probably that you met Anuj from my team.
Yes.
So what was that? I think this is the question I like asking everyone who has worked in the space. Was there a moment where you tried it yourself, or there was some application of it that first excited you? What made you take that leap and actually use VR?
Yeah, so pre-lockdown, this particular bit was discussed with our IT guys, IT head and me and my boss. A couple of times we had a discussion that how to work upon certain things on the contractual worker. That was the target. That was the core discussion, and the target audience were the contractual worker. That was the thing. And then we have seen what are those which are available in the market. So we could connect major giants like Tata ELXI, And then a few of other companies which we have, in fact, we have met those guys, we have seen the products, what they have in this particular domain. But the initial investment itself, it is going to the 8-digit. So that's again a challenge for us for the initial investment, because the traditional trainings, if you look at, typically you need to have a classroom and you need to have a trainer and then you need to have a basic PPT. So the investment would be very less for basic safety trainings, what we have seen in the past. Whereas for the VR, when we thought to have in 2018, precisely 2017 and 18, when we thought to have, then that initial investment itself, it is going very, getting those OPEX, COPEX, and then that would be a challenge. But we could see the benefit out of it, because I've seen few modules of the not related to safety, the initial modules what I've seen, which was related to the O&M practices, which was shared by those people. And then we are meant for the games, which I've seen, which triggered us to why can't you do it for the safety. And then one more thing which we thought that time that people are very fond of, or maybe acoustic to the, they are very familiar with the WhatsApp. So if you look at the workforce, whatever you share in the WhatsApp could be video they are interested to watch. Then coming back to the AutoVRse, so we try to do the certain things through a few vendors which have quoted. Somehow we could not able to complete, because by the time lockdown came and all those kind of stuff, and one of our group company has started, which they could able to do it for the fire safety. That was the first module which I could see in the in-house, which we want to do it for the conveyor safety that time. Then we were in the search of getting the guys in the market who can able to support us. And then I could meet with our co-founder, and who are working with us that time in a different POC project. And while having an interaction, he communicated that yes, we also have an VR wing. So I said that let's see the product. Then we were impressed with your product initially. And the pricing what you are given to us that time, which actually made us start thinking to do it quickly. Then we had an internal discussion. Then that's what we started doing, that one, where we could see that how it is going to be helpful.
Now I think it has been a few years, and I was seeing our customer success team, Saurabh, had made one nice report of the rollout that's happening in all the plants. So I think across the world, a lot of companies are trying to scale up their VR training programs the way that you already have achieved that. But I think even if I look at the rest of my team, I look at other customers, I think they're going to run into a lot of problems that maybe you have already run into, you have solved it, and now you've successfully begun scaling it. Right? So maybe we can get into a few questions there. So my first question would be, you had mentioned that these GETs who come in, so they're graduate engineering trainees, what is their background like? And today when they come in, do you train them in VR immediately? Or from their perspective, how does the VR training program feel?
So initially we thought to have this such kind of training for the GETs. But the moment we have seen your product, we have changed the perspective. We have shifted to the contractual worker based on the product. So if you look at, again, VR is giving a immersive experience. And during my experience, what I could see that if any contractor worker, any employee, if you would have gone through that particular any module, we could, the data shows that at least 12 months he could able to retain. And then we could see that those guys are not part of the incidents. That was the good thing what we have observed. So now, certain things what we have noticed actually is either could be GET or for the contractor worker, both we attempted in my previous organization. So it's basically you are engaging the guy for 8 to 10 minutes on a particular topic. So it's a key focus for him. The learnings what we have seen initial days would be that only we used to give a training on VR. Later we realized that how to assess the guy, how much he has learned. Again, I went back to you guys that how to assess. Because I cannot invite one more time. I cannot ask the guy to come back and then we go for an assessment. Why didn't you do this particular thing while doing the training itself? So that has paid off well. So the bigger advantage would be that whatever we have learned from the mistakes or whatever we have learned from the other companies on a particular topic, we started including in the VR. And we could able to successfully, we could able to do it.
This would be a big change management for each of the plants. So, how has that journey been? How have you convinced each of these plants to take this up?
Yeah, initially it was there was a lot of discussion has happened because the question came to us was that how come contractual worker can be whether they are comfortable to do this one. The second question was having one or two gadgets, how we are going to cater 1,000+ employees in a particular work location, or even the contractor worker, if we are getting a fresh workers, I mean the turnaround, based on the turnaround, if we are going to get 100 guys in a day in a one particular location, how we are going to accommodate. This was the question came to us. So what we have seen that the way this is a problem statement. The solution, what I've seen that 100 guys may not be for the same work. So we need to segregate those guys. Could be a welder, could be a rigger, could be a civil guy, could be an operational guy, supportive operation guy. These are the guys. So what we said that let's have a different module. So we took very ambitious target initially. Let's have 30 modules. Mm-hmm. So even few guys said that how it is possible doing a 30 modules in a 1 year. That is one. The second thing, the way I have convinced my management was that, see, off the shelf you have a product and then people are ready to buy, but that doesn't give me the solution. So what my requirement would be that I said that let's do it for us, customize the product, then the acceptance would be more. So we moved into that direction, which has paid off.
Yeah, I think that's a great journey that you've been on. And I think now with the new devices that are coming in, like these Meta Ray-Ban displays and everything, I think more use cases are also opening up. So the device has obviously been out in the market only for maybe a week or so. So I think people are still understanding those use cases. But do you have some idea of where you would like to use it? What kind of problems this device could be used to solve?
No, the moment we heard a few days back this product came in the market, we were thinking of working on the 3 use cases, which we already had in internal discussion. One was related to the inspections. That was one of the major requirements. Similarly for safety observations and JCC. So typically what happens that we do inspection. I mean the employees, they does inspection, but there was no guarantee that really they did it. So but on paper we could see that yes, it has happened. But when you go to the shop floor, sometimes we observe that it was not done. So through this device, I mean too early to comment, but we are planning to have certain POC to understand that how it is going to support us, so that in one go, employee can wear the gadget and we can do the inspection and then data should go back to the system.
Thank you so much for all the work that we have done together. And I think also the kind of work that has challenged my team to also become better.